Hello there, fellow gamers. This is Crowlaw75, and I'd like to thank you for tuning into my channel, Crowlaw75 Reviews. Now, yesterday, it was the day before yesterday, so it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. I went and picked up the PlayStation Vita, Sony PS Vita, and now, I didn't get it brand new, I got it used, but it's the 3G version, and I think I got a pretty good deal on it. I went to my local Secondhand Sports, which is they sell sporting goods, but they also have a section there where they sell used video game systems from anywhere from the Nintendo 8-bit on up to the Xbox 360, the PS3, and obviously the PlayStation Vita. Well, what I did was I traded in my old Xbox and some games for that and my Nintendo DS. Both systems were just sitting around collecting dust. I didn't really use them. The Xbox was just a huge, massive thing. I'm sure a lot of you remember just how big it was, and I just didn't have room for it, was what the problem was. So I cleared out some space and ended up with a lot smaller system. Now, the games I picked up, I actually went to my Hastings, my local Hastings, and picked up these two, which are Disgaea 3, Absence of Detention, and Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus, which I know you can get both of them on the PlayStation Network, but I like to have physical copies when at all possible, just because the memory cards for the Vita are just ridiculously expensive. When I picked this one up, I upgraded to the 8 gig memory card, and that was $25. And I looked up online, the biggest they have is the 32 gig memory card, and that's just around $100, and that's just more than I want to pay for saving games. That's just ridiculous amount of money when, you know, you can spend that money towards other things, games, bills, in that order. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how many of you have actually seen what the Vita games look like, but once you open the box, you'll notice that it's missing the instruction manual. There's a spot right here where I would assume an instruction manual would go, and these are brand new when I bought them. They were shrink wrapped, never opened as far as I know, and that was the way it was on both of them. Neither one of them came with instruction manuals, but there's a spot for instruction manuals, so I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. Anyway, the games themselves are on little cartridges that look a lot like your little SD cards, but obviously they're a lot more expensive. Interesting though, I mean, you went from the PSP using those UMD discs, which I don't have any here. I used to have a PSP, but I gave it to my son, and so that's ancient history now. But it's interesting that they moved from the disc media and to a little cartridge based. I found that kind of interesting. And actually, the cartridges, if you look at the top here on the Vita, there's a little slot right here, and you pull that open like that, and you put the game in right there, and it just kind of clicks into place, and there you have it. The power button is right here, and you have volume up and, well, volume down and volume up, You know, you got the two twin analog joysticks, you got your digital pad, you have the standard PlayStation buttons there, a left trigger and right trigger on top, and on the back there is a touch sensitive pad, which, you know, I'm not real big on that, but it's there. If you power it on, you get the date and the time, and you take and slide that paper down, and you got your little bubbles that I guess launches different things. But yeah, it's an interesting little system, and you know, for what I paid for it, it's not a bad pickup. But yeah, what I like about it is the fact that you can get games from the PlayStation Network and put them on your card. Now, of course, if you have a smaller card, there's just not a lot of room to store these games. I mean, some of the ones that I got are, you know, 800 megabytes per game, and when you have an 8 gig hard drive, that can cause you to run out of space pretty quickly. And with the games that I picked up for it from the PlayStation Network, I got the Sega Genesis collection, which is a collection of classic Sega games. Kind of had to have that. Breath of Fire 4, which is a game I already actually had for my PlayStation 3, so I could just take that and put it on there. I thought that was really cool. Suikoden, another game I already had and just put on. Final Fantasy Tactics, The War of the Lion. Final Fantasy 4, the complete collection. Final Fantasy 6 and 7. Now on the PlayStation Network, I guess Square Enix is celebrating the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy, and they have all their Final Fantasy games up for 50% off. So I figured, you know, this is a really good time to get those games and put them on my Vita. Which is what I did. I don't regret it at all. I think it was a well spent $20, $25 to get those games to put on there, and you know, like I said, I don't regret it one bit. Now, see, what I did do is when I went and picked it all up, I kind of recorded when I did it. So I'm going to go ahead and show some of that footage now, just to kind of spice up the video a little bit. Okay, so we are at our local Secondhand Sports. From here you can take in your games and trade them in and get you new ones. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take and trade this stuff in. We got a Nintendo DS, a couple games for it, an Xbox, old school Xbox, and some games for that too. Now, hopefully, when this is all said and done, I'll be able to trade this in and get a fair price on a PlayStation Vita. Yeah, I'm going to try that and see what happens. So let's go ahead and take this stuff in and see what they'll give me for it. Got Wii games, we got PlayStation games, PlayStation 3 games rather. Used systems at a drastically discounted price. And good deals all around. In fact, they even got an old school PlayStation 3 here. $219. If I didn't already have one, I'd probably pick that up. $219. Well, we got some Xbox 360 stuff. Well, that's our newer systems. Moving over here, we see some of the older stuff. Like we got some PSP games. Got some PS2 games. and systems. We got a couple of PS2 Slims, $39, pretty awesome. And a old school PS2 for $29.99. And we got some Xbox stuff. So when all said and done, he'll have 3 Xboxes. Mine to go along with these 2 here. Man, he's running out of shelf space by the time he gets my stuff turned in. GameCubes. A couple of GameCube games. Some Nintendo 64, $34.99. A pretty big selection. And we have the FC Twin, which apparently will play both Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo games. Switch there. So, let's see, on the left we have the 3G model, and on the right we have the Wi-Fi model. So it's going to come down to which one looks like it's in better shape. So I ended up getting the 3G Wi-Fi version. And with it, I got a charge cable, some cards, the PS Vita itself, nice, and let's see, what did it cost me? Oh yes, after trading in my Nintendo DS and Xbox, I ended up paying a total, let's say he gave me $100 credit, and so he charged me $79.99 for the Vita, $24.99 for the 8 gig memory card, and with tax it came to $114.63. Not bad. So there you have it. I traded in an Xbox, I traded in a Nintendo DS, some games, and I picked up a PS Vita. So what do you think, guys? Do you think that I got jobbed? Do you think it was a good deal? Do you think it was a bad deal? Let me know. Go ahead and comment. And I'd like to thank you for tuning in and watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks, guys.